Morning team, Dick Dalton here again. So in this video I'm going to show you how to access the key immobiliser to turn the immobiliser off on your Rover 800 Sterling, which is what I have, to allow you to drive again. And a lot of cars have been scrapped because of this problem, and I'm going to help you to not scrap your Rover and enjoy it instead. So my Rover 800 Sterling, it was one of the hero sex education cars. It was Adam Groff's car, Adam Groff's dad's car, sorry. And just YouTube that or search on Google sex education Rover 800 and it will come up. So this is my daily drive. I don't drive a modern car. I only drive classic cars, and it's great fun, but driving a classic car as your daily does require audience participation. Yeah, this is my car, and I'm going to start with this journey for you, little video. So the first thing you need, if your immobiliser doesn't work, so you put your key in ignition, you try and turn the car on, the dashboard lights come up, but the immobiliser doesn't work. If your fob, or if you don't have your fob, there is a way of fixing the fob, but we'll go to that in a minute. What you need is your owner's handbook, which is normally in your glove box or in the door pocket of your car. If you don't have it, we'll go to that in a minute, but I'll show you in your owner's handbook what you need. Okay, so this is the Rover's handbook, which you get with the Rover 800, and inside this book is just a card, like a business card, and it's the emergency access key code. And if I open it up, I will show you where that is normally. Now, some previous owners or someone may have written this number down somewhere else, but if you don't have this, this is it. It's the security information access code. Now, this car isn't my car. This car belonged somewhere else. I bought this at a car boot sale. The car doesn't exist anymore, so don't worry about the security. So that is your security information, and that top number on this one, it's 4188, is the security access code. If you don't have this code, you can't start the car. If you message me in the links below, I know of a company who should be able to get you that key access code, but drop me a message in a link below and we will sort that for you. So a quick one, how this all started with my immobiliser problem is my key fob ran out of batteries, and I changed the batteries, and then the key fob went out of sync with the immobiliser. Now, there is a system allegedly where you lock the car with the key and press the unlock button on the immobiliser for 4 times, and then on the 5th time it should open the car. That never worked with me, so I don't know how to fix that. I'm not like an expert. I've had Rovers for a lot. I had Rovers for a long time. I've got 3 Rovers currently. When they're Rover 800s, I have 3 of. I have many other Rovers. I have this one, the Sterling. I have a 2-door coupe and a 6-door Rover Regency limousine, which we'll do videos on those later. But going back to the key fob, so if the key fob doesn't work in the unlocking and locking the car, I'm not doing that one. We'll just do the key with the emergency access code. So let's go and do that right now. So for the purposes of this video, I've disconnected the battery so I don't screw my car, and we're going to use the emergency access code. Let's just pick a number, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here is the procedure to put the code into the car. Okay, the procedure is, first of all, open and close the door. Now, with the key, lock the door. Okay, remove the key. Put the key back in. Now you put in the code sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4. So you go to the left and unlock first. That's 1, and then to the center, then to the right to lock it, 2, to the center, unlock it, 3, to the left, 1, 2, 3, and then lock it to the right 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that should be the code setting. And then to unlock it, do that. The central locking should work, and then you should be able to open the car and the car will be immobilized. However, sometimes the sensor in there doesn't quite sensor the key turning if it's a very old Rover. This is the problem is with this is what you can do then is you're allowed to put the code in if it senses it wrong 3 times. You can keep going, but if you do it 3 times consecutively, it locks you out for, I think it's 30 minutes, but you can repeat this as many times as you like. But the plot thickens. So ideally the car starts then, which it does on my Rover. However, every time you leave the car, it starts all over again, and it's asking me to put the code into the door every single time I want to start the car, and that's really boring, but it does work. However, I've since discovered there are 2 other ways in which you can get around this problem and not put the code in every single time you start if this is happening with your Sterling. So here's what to do. The most convenient way, if you're in a secure location, i.e. if it's in the garage or if you're in the middle of the countryside or on a desert island or something, leave one key in the ignition. So long as it doesn't matter where it is in the ignition, so long as it's in the ignition, it senses it's safe and everything's cool. So leave that key in there. And then with the second key, you can lock the car and leave the other key in the ignition, and it's kind of safe. Now, I don't believe it's really popular for people to steal Rover 800s now, because it's not so cool. And I see people like me, which I think I don't steal stuff, but I think they're cool cars. I do. If I ever see one on the road, they're awesome. Anyway, so if you don't want to leave your key in the ignition, you may have had this where you've lost your keys and found them in the ignition, because that's happened to me more than once. There's another way, and it's a more secure way, and it's I didn't know this, but it's pretty cool. So here we go. When you turn the car off, don't take the key out the ignition just yet. Leave it in there. Rover does something very cool with this. One moment. With the key still in the ignition, disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Now it is safe with the battery disconnected to remove the key from said ignition. Everybody okay? You can now lock the car manually and go away. I apologise if there's any sound kind of up and downiness, because I'm just doing all this on my phone and I don't have one of those Bluetooth mics yet, but it's coming and it'll be better. So what happens with a Rover 800 when you disconnect the battery? Magic things. It suspends all the car in like suspended animation, and all the settings inside the ECUs stay, so you can do whatever you want with it, because it doesn't know what's happening, because it's like stationary. So now when you come back to the car, put the key in the ignition first. Very important, because it's suspended in animation, and if you put the battery back on without the key in, it's go and it won't play. You've got to start all over again with the key sequence. So put the key in the ignition first, then go and connect the negative terminal, and the car is back alive and it's out of suspended animation. It's like everything's cool, and then you can start and drive as normal. Then when you park up next time, do the same situation. Leave the key in the ignition, go and disconnect the negative terminal, suspended animation. Everything's cool. So, but if you don't do that, you've got to start that process all over again. I don't know how the immobiliser system works, but this gets around it. And a lot of cars are being scrapped. A lot of the Rover 800s have been scrapped because of this problem. There's probably a better way, and if you've got a test book. But there we go. So that's that for you. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. It kind of helps everything. And please watch one of the other videos, which is down here, and down in that corner is your subscribe thing. Thank you. Love you all. Bye.